Hey, so it's an early dose this morning, episode 125. I'm going to ask you, how do you remain calm in the storm? And I want you to just listen for a moment. Just listen. You hear that? You hear that? So how do you remain calm in the storm? I'm going to try to speak in my quiet voice, my inside voice. Good morning, welcome to the Daily Dose. It's an early dose edition. If you hear that in the background, that's a storm brewing. That's a storm. I want to ask you this question: how do you remain calm in the storm? Maybe it's with a calm voice. Maybe it's something that you can do by yourself. Maybe it comes from prayer. Maybe it comes from spending some quiet time with the Lord. Maybe it comes from going for a walk on the beach. And listen, the sunrise is calm this morning. Check this out. See that? It's calm, but you know what? Out in that ocean, there's a storm brewing. And I don't know if you've lived in Florida or been anywhere near a hurricane. One version of a storm is called a hurricane. And here's the thing I know, and why I'm doing the early dose is because of some really great waves. I don't know if you saw that at all, but you can see there's some waves coming in, and they're fun. But also know what happens in storms like hurricanes is that people get scared, they get afraid, they start to worry. And maybe you've been in a storm for a long time. Maybe the last 4 months, maybe the entire year has been a bit of a storm. And I want to ask you, what's calming you down? What's calming your storm down? For me, I don't worry about hurricanes too much. We've been through many of them. But I would say is listening to the voices, or the voices that are, again, just like hurricanes, right? Just like maybe the voices you've been listening to, narrating your story, telling you to be afraid of everything in this world, everything, don't go outside, don't do this, don't do that, be afraid. Same thing happens in storms. I've seen it time and time again, living here for 18 years, living here in Florida on the coastline for the past, almost 19 years now. One of the things that comes up during this season is hurricanes, and we have one along the coast coming up, and it happens time and time again. People start to get afraid, they get scared, they get worried, they start watching the news, and guess what the news does? Lo and behold, they start to spread fear and start to scare everybody to death into worrying. Oh, go get all your water, get all your supplies, make sure you have all the stuff. And it's kind of crazy because I haven't ever had to go without water here in the United States. I've never had to go without it. And while, don't get me wrong, you need to prepare, it is interesting. I already see people posting stuff about hurricanes and about here's the weather. Here's the deal. The weather tells us that now. We don't need to actually share it any more than it already is. But you also don't know which way Mother Nature is going to go, just like you don't know the direction God's putting in the path of this storm or in the path of your life, right? So maybe you have a hurricane and a storm in your life, and maybe you don't know which direction you need to head in, because that's what happens when a hurricane comes, when the storms come. You have to take shelter. But the hard thing is with storms, you don't know which way they're going to go, right? It's hard to predict which direction they're going to go. And I actually thought the sun was coming up, but I'll tell you what, it's on its way up right now, and I'm going to share that with you in just a moment. So my question is to you, how do you calm yourself during a storm? How do you calm yourself? For me, I think it'd be easier for me to worry more and be more scared and nervous and upset if I didn't have my faith. And I don't know where you're at in your faith journey, and maybe you don't understand what that is all about yet. I can tell you, for me, having faith in God and knowing that He's got me. He's got me. No matter what circumstances, He's got me. I heard the other day, actually, from a friend of mine, his grandmother told him, Corby, this one's for you. His grandmother told him, you don't have 99% faith. It's not about 99%. You have faith or you don't have faith. It pretty much comes down to that. It's not about oh, well, my faith needs to be stronger. The reality is you either have faith or you don't. And that's through any storm. That's through any blessings that come your way, any struggles in your life. Yes, you can have a little bit of doubt and you can have maybe even a little bit of fear. Those emotions are real, right? And it's not to discount that. But I can tell you this, is that faith is 100%. God wants 100% faith. He wants you to believe and trust in him 100%. And that requires sometimes quieting and calming the storms. Maybe there's storms and hurricanes that are going on in your mind right now. And I just want to say that there's hope when you start putting your trust and your faith in the Lord. I think of this, when the storms come through, it makes me think of Jesus was on a boat. And it was in a storm with his guys, his bros. And he took a nap on the boat. And when the disciples are on the boat with him, basically were worried and scared. And these are guys that knew him. They've seen his miracles. And while he was sleeping, taking a nap in the corner of the boat, the rest of them were getting scared and nervous. And I'm going to just give you this, is if you have Jesus, if you have faith in your life, it's okay to calm the voices in your head, to calm yourselves, not to not take caution, but just relax and know that Jesus has got you exactly where he wants you. And let me just share this. Everybody in the beach, except for me, is sharing the sunrise. Everybody on this beach, look, don't worry, it's kind of spread out. It looks like there's a lot of people. I don't want you to get afraid, but check out the sunrise coming up. I'm going to leave you with that today. I'm going to go get my surfboard. It's time to catch some waves. It's been a while since the waves have been here, so I'm going to go out and get some right now. Hope you have an amazing, beautiful, calm, and peaceful morning today. Let me see if I can scroll in on this. We'll finish with that. That's the early dose. I won't be here at 8 a.m., but you'll be hearing from me later today. Take care. Wish me luck. It's time to catch some barrels. Take care.